Hello. The younger generation in today's era are finding it more difficult to find meaning, justifying the suffering propagated by this reality. There isn't a metaphysical framework in place for many of them, and as a result, the only thing they can look towards is hedonistic stimulation, whether it be an excess eating themselves into destruction, or hedonistic stimulation in the form of hookup culture. What does this mean? What is the cost of a hookup culture? It is quite literally your ability to love. This might seem like a stretch at first, but because of hookup culture, you quite literally lose your ability to love. And it makes sense as to why. Because what is the hormone produced when you have an intimate encounter with another human being? It's copious amounts of oxytocin being produced. And what is oxytocin? It is the bonding hormone. It is the love hormone. And so every time you have an intimate encounter with someone else, you have a hookup, you produce oxytocin, and how do you mitigate that so you can continue on to another partner? You have to belittle that person. And what does it mean to belittle a person? Belittle the feelings you experience. No, I'm gonna feel guilty about this. I'm not gonna feel good at the end of it. I'm not gonna look at this person as anything else. It's just another thing that I had fun with and move on. What does it mean to do that? It means you look down upon them. You have to belittle them in order to move on to someone else. Because that's what it means to fight this hormone. And quite literally, you can hear this amongst your friends who partake in just this. Quite literally, if they were nice at first, this is the route they have to take, with few exceptions, because you have to consistently belittle the feelings evoked by oxytocin, the hormone, the love hormone. You have to negate your proclivity to bond. Quite literally, the love hormone in and of itself is being compromised. The selection of men chosen are hyper valuable in society, and as a result, they have too much selection, too little emotional leverage to settle down, and as a result, because of their diversity in partners, they become more psychopathic in their belittlement of women because they have to forsake the pull of the love hormone. You lose your ability to love. And that's just it. That's with everything. Even with food, if you eat yourself into destruction, at some point, the quality of your food no longer becomes a concern. You've heard stories of people eating a whole jar of mayo just to feel something. Any form of indulgence takes something else. Even though you're feeling a lot in the moment, you're losing something else in compensation. Reality is a cause and effect, and that's just it. All those people who seem happy on Instagram, just momentary. We all know that. Most of the time, they're morbidly depressed. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that truly feels good is meaning. Meaning justifying the suffering, and then at the end of it, even if you have a glass of water after a hard day of training, doing something that was meaningful, maybe it was for your daughter, maybe it was for your family, even that glass of water when you're thirsty is quite the reward. This is quite the paradox, isn't it? It's not more. It's making the most out of simplicity that feels the best. That's what feels the best. There are outliers in the distribution, examples in the minority who actually thrive in a hookup culture. They do better because of it, and they're still loving individuals. I don't know how that works, but I do know that most people aren't geared that way, even though the surface level of social media may propagate that message. And that's just it. It's not the indulgence, it's the meaning. The meaning is what we should search for. The meaning. The meaning we find in life. Whether you're inspired by someone, motivated by someone, whether you have a metaphysical framework. Even when you hear Vasyl Lomachenko say a glass of water is amazing after training. That's the secret. That quite literally is the secret. It was right in front of us, in plain sight, regardless of arena. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.